Welcome back. On this video, we get to create a service section with 3 cards that describe the main services of your business and contain links to lead people to your services page. Let's go. Okay, let's click on the plus sign and select one column structure. From the widget menu, let's put a heading and a text editor inside the box. Next, let's create a 3-column structure, and for the box after it, add another text editor. Actually, we want to delete this one, so press X to delete and create a new one with 2 columns with wider left column. Let's drop a text editor there again. And on the right side, we can either create a new button or copy one of the buttons above. Let's copy the blue one by right-clicking and right-clicking again on the empty column and select Paste. For the first column in the middle, we can add an image widget, then a heading, and also one text editor. To edit the margins of the column, click on the gray button on the top left corner and go to Advanced tab. Change the units to percentage. The lock icon keeps all sides the same, so we can keep it engaged for the service card and type in 2. Back in the Style tab, let's select a background by clicking on the brush icon and choose one of the global colors, the light gray background. We don't want to have a margin around the image, so going back to the Advanced tab, we can set padding to 0. However, now the text needs more margin, so let's adjust the title first by clicking it and open the Advanced tab and change the padding units to percentage and type in 2. We don't need the extra padding on top and bottom, so we open the lock and type 0 values for top and bottom. Let's do the same with the text editor by adding 2% padding on right and left. Select again the column settings from the top left corner, and here we want to add a slightly darker color on the service card when the mouse cursor is hovering over it. Open the Hover tab, click on the brush icon, select the background, and click on the color to open the color palette, and bring the value slightly down. Now we can see a slight change when the cursor is on the card. I want to use blue heading on the card, so I click on the style icon and change the text color to blue. It's too big for the space, so from Content tab we can change the HTML tag to H5 that makes it smaller, or H4. Now it's time to generate an image, so we click on the placeholder and click on the small AI icon on the corner. Let's type in something that would fit the description. The more details you write, usually the better results you get, closer to your intent. Hit Generate Images and see what you get. Okay, here the first one looks fine, so I'll click Use Image. Then we can write the title, and if it goes on 2 lines, we can adjust the font size from the Style tab by clicking on the typography icon. Let's first change the unit to EM and use the slider to fit the text on one row. Looks good. We want these service cards to act as links to the dedicated service page. So let's add a link to the image by clicking it and selecting Custom URL from the link menu. For an internal link, we can use the short form, simply typing in /services. Let's also add a link for the title, click on it, and from the Content tab, type in /services and save the changes. Once done, we can duplicate the column by right-clicking on the top left corner and selecting Duplicate. Let's do it once more to create a third card. We can delete the empty columns by clicking on the top left corner and selecting Delete from the menu. Let's continue by creating an image for the second column by clicking on the image and opening the AI from the icon. Go back from Generate with a prompt, select the right aspect ratio, image type, and type in a prompt that is fitting for the purpose. generate images, and choose the one you like. Click on the heading and type in the next service heading. Now, we didn't create the descriptions yet, so let's finish the images by creating the last one. Click on the AI generator like before and type in the prompt you want to use. Again, select the right aspect ratio and image type. For this purpose, photographic works well, but go ahead and try different types as well. This time the image on the top right seems fine, so we'll use that one. Looks great, so we can move on to write the heading for this section. And for the description, we use AI again from the AI icon and write a prompt that describes what we want to generate. The text looks good, so I'll click Use Text and move ahead to add another description below. Obviously, you don't need to use AI to generate all texts on the website, so this time I'll just write it myself. Once done, we can edit the button by clicking it, then change the text to act as another link to services. Replace the link with /services, and remove the arrow icon by clicking on the first button. On the Style tab, let's change the text color to white to make it easier to read. Next, we can adjust the alignment of the button by selecting the section from the pink bar on the top and changing the vertical align to middle, and by clicking on the button, we can move the horizontal alignment to center. Now it's time to write the descriptions for the service cards, so I'll go ahead and type them in. Again, you can use the AI to generate these or simply write them yourself. As a general rule, less text is better on websites. Let's click Update to save our changes and go to Adjust the white space between the hero element and the service section. Open the section by clicking on the pink bar, and on the Advanced tab, add for example 20 pixels for the top margin to increase the white space slightly. Then, like we did with the background color, I want to add a small hover effect for the images as well. To do this, I open the Style settings on the first image and open the Hover tab and the CSS filters. Here we can add a little more contrast and decrease the brightness. Let's keep it subtle. Now we can see a small effect when the cursor moves on the image. One nice feature of Elementor is the ability to copy the style, so we can right-click on the image and select Copy. Then on the next image, open the menu and select Paste Style. It's subtle, but adds a nice interactive feel for the service cards. Let's paste the style also for the last image, and we are done. Next, we can get a little more flair by opening the column settings on the first column, and on the Advanced tab, we can add an entrance animation. Open the drop-down menu and select Fading Up. For the animation duration, we can select Fast and see the preview. Let's do the same for the second column from the motion effects and use the same animation duration. And finally, use the same setting on the third column. You can actually copy and paste these styles too. Now they all have an animation and interact with the cursor, and all the links will take the user to the services page. We can update to save our changes. To make sure everything works, we can go to the Elementor top menu and select View Page to take a look. By holding down Ctrl key while clicking the link, we can open the page on a new tab on the browser. Let's see how it looks. As it loads, we can notice that the service cards light up. That creates a pleasant visual for the users. If we click on one of the links, we can see that the links work and bring us to the service page that we will build on a later video. Okay, this part is done, and I hope you were able to follow the instructions to get a similar result. If you had any questions, join the Discord server to get some help. See you in the next video.